Hello, ladies. So, I'm apologizing. I'm recording this laying in bed because I'm cold and I just didn't feel like sitting in my office. So, you're getting like lay down Lauren talk. So, happy Monday, and it is Motivational Monday, and today we are going to talk about flipping the script. So, I'm going to actually move so it's like I'm not falling asleep. Um, this is one of my favorite topics to discuss because I don't really care how long you have been doing a group like this, or how long you've been working on yourself, or how much weight you've lost, or how much weight you have to lose still. Um, you are going to struggle with negative self talk. Negative self talk is prevalent everywhere. We all experience it from time to time. Um, some of us more than others. I live with a very consistent negative script in my mind. That script is there all the time. And I would love to be able to tell you that I have figured out how to eliminate that from my life, but I haven't. But what I have figured out how to do is to work on effectively combating it so that it's not controlling me anymore. So, we are all going to experience times where that negative internal monologue pops up. It's the monologue that tells you things like, I can't, I'm not good enough, so and so is so much better than me. Um, this person deserves it more than I do. I'm not capable of losing weight. If I lose weight, I'm just going to gain it all back. I ate a cookie, I'm a bad person. I ate a cookie, I'm a fat slob. This is my internal monologue that I'm giving you right here. I ate a cookie, I blew it for the entire month, so let's just start eating everything in sight. Like those types of feelings, and to be completely honest, my internal monologue is actually a lot darker than that. So there are a lot of ways that an internal monologue can manifest. It can start with just that negative self-talk, and then quickly it spirals into you taking action because of the way that you feel. It can impact your relationships with other people. It definitely impacts your relationship that you have with your body and your personal body image. It impacts whether or not you see things in life in a positive or negative manner. And that internal monologue is also one of the things that people are really good at hiding. So I'm going to give you an example that's probably unusual. My husband struggles with his internal monologue. He and I just sat downstairs, and so he's gained about 20 pounds of muscle in the past year, and it actually looks really great on him. I personally think it's fabulous, and he fills out his jeans really nicely, and I like it a lot. But it's been a change in his body, and he is struggling with that. So he and I were talking today about how he's trying to recognize that being in the place that he's in right now is a healthier place, but that he's still struggling with his internal monologue, which is saying, your jeans fit tighter, you're fat. And so he's still struggling with this. So this really impacts people at all points of the spectrum. It does not discriminate. It does not matter what your weight is, what your size is, what your age is. We struggle with flipping the script and with that internal monologue. So instead of talking today about all the negative stuff that goes along with that, though, let's talk about why identifying your internal monologue as a thing that you have control over freaking rocks. Because here's the thing, you're not bound to listen to that. And you are not bound to give in to those types of thoughts for your entire life. In fact, identifying it and recognizing it is a huge step forward. Even if you immediately feel like, okay, I'm paying attention to my inner thoughts and all of my inner thoughts are negative, isn't that so much better than never paying attention to your inner thoughts and just constantly feeling that negative cycle that comes from feeling that way and hearing those things go on in your mind? So what I would challenge you to do today is to really pay attention to the thoughts that go through your head. And when you have a negative thought, replacing it with a positive one. And I'm not talking about living in a world of sunshine and rainbows and pretending that you don't have those thoughts. I actually think that's pretty counterintuitive. But I am saying that being aware of it is a really big deal, because once you're aware of it, you can change it. It's the same thought process behind why we are tracking and reporting our food every single day. If you're just eating willy-nilly and you're never tracking and being accountable for that, it's really difficult to make changes, because all of a sudden you've forgotten about, oh, I had this handful of M&Ms here, and then I ate an extra piece of a bagel, and then I did this and this and this, and pretty soon you're 600-700 calories a day over where you should be. And, you know, not necessarily the best type of nutrition. Well, it's the same thing with this negative thought process and internal monologue. So if you are never paying attention to what your internal monologue is, then you never identify the negative thoughts and you never have a chance to change them. So I don't think you ignore it. And I don't think you pretend it's not there. I think you work on it. I think you figure it out, and then you consciously work to change it. So if I am getting up in the morning tomorrow, one of the first things I'm going to do is tell myself, you can work out, and you can work out first thing. And when you work out first thing, you're going to have a more productive day. For me, that is a replacement of my usual morning thought, which is, ugh, I'm so tired, I just want to stay in bed. So if you never, ever identify that initial negative thought, you never have the opportunity to replace it with something positive. So today, focus on what your thought patterns are. And when there is a negative thought, I do want you to try to replace it with a positive thought and move forward with that. But at the beginning, just identifying it's there is a big deal and a good thing. So Motivation Monday, our topics will change from time to time, but this is one that I may come back to over and over again because it's one that everybody struggles with. And like I said, it doesn't discriminate. It's here all the time, and we are all going to struggle with it at some point or another, and we'll probably all struggle with it consistently because you can be literally, and I'm being completely honest here, I have talked to so many women who I would think have what I would consider a perfect body. A perfect body. And they still have a negative internal monologue. They still have it. That negative internal monologue does not go away because your body looks a certain way or doesn't look a certain way. That internal monologue is the product of a lifetime of being conditioned to say negative things about ourselves. And I don't know where your personal reasons are for saying negative things about yourself. Some of them might come from childhood. I think a lot of it comes from the way our mothers may have talked about their bodies. Certainly, we are socialized and conditioned through media and culture to definitely have warped perspectives on, you know, our bodies and what we should be saying to ourselves. You know, we put pressure on ourselves. Some of it's coming from there. And, you know, I can't identify what those specific things are, but I think that if we sat down and we all wrote out a list of the negative thoughts that go through our head, they would probably be very similar. And that would be coming from women who range the spectrum of body types, background experiences, and life in general. We are not the same people. We have not lived the same lives, but our internal monologues and the type of things that we say to ourselves are very similar. And it's interesting because it unites us. It unites us and it gives us a chance to talk about it and to really bat those things down and combat them. My cardinal rule for how I talk to myself is, would I ever tell this to my daughter? And you know, I don't have children, but I certainly would never tell my daughter. I ate pizza last night, okay? And we did a very reasonable thing. Like, we had bought 2 whole grain veggie topped pizzas the other night. And so we had another one last night and we split it, and it was very reasonable. It was within my calories. It was within my plan. I felt fine about it, but I had one more slice than I had planned. Would I ever look at my daughter, if I had one, and say, you're a fat pig because you ate that extra slice of pizza? Hell no. Oh my gosh, no. Never in a million years would I ever even dream of saying that. Why would I say it to myself? Why would you say it to yourself? So let's work on focusing on positive today. In the rest of the post today, you will see kind of our plan and our challenge for today, which is share a picture of yourself where you're smiling, and then write one thing that you love about yourself. It does not have to be physical by any means. It can be something about your talent, something about your intellect, something about the way that you, my hair is all up in my face, the way that you relate to other people, anything about yourself, one thing that you love. And then as people are dropping their pictures on the feed today, go back through those pictures today when you have a chance and comment on there. Tell everyone one thing that you appreciate about them, that you admire about them, or that you love about them. A lot of us here have never met outside of this group, but we've been here long enough, many of us, to know each other pretty well, and we've all been able to see the example of people in the group. So go back and share something that you care about them. Let's start this week off with a freaking love bomb on each other. On ourselves, first of all, by controlling our self-talk, and on each other. And it's really cool, and it's going to be really powerful. So have a great day, and I will get with you later today, and definitely drop those pictures so that we can start loving on each other, because seriously, the world needs more love, first of all, and we need to love ourselves more. And I think that a great way to love ourselves more is also to have other people point things out to us. Have other people point things out to us that we may not see in ourselves. So let's go ahead and do that, and have a fantastic day, guys. I love you all.